Hi, this is Wil Ray, team leader of the Gathering Team, where together we find home. One of the problems that we face in terms of marketing is making sure that we maximize your exposure to national search sites. NER statistics state that 55% of all home buyers find the home they purchase through one of these national search portals. Places like Zillow or Realtor.com are a real common place for buyers to be able to find the home in which they end up purchasing. However, one of the issues that we run into is incomplete data on these national sites. Things don't always syndicate the way that they're supposed to from our local boards, and this is a common problem for this specific market. Now, what happens is most folks will use some sort of search filter for their home search, whether that be the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage are the most common. But one of the major issues that we find is that square footage does not actually syndicate depending on which MLS that the data is being pulled from to these national sites. So if someone's upsizing or downsizing their home and they're looking for a smaller or larger home and using that square footage search filter, oftentimes properties will not show up on the search results. So if you've got a consumer and a buyer that's looking for your home and your home doesn't have square footage listed on the national sites, you could be missing opportunities to be seen by potential buyers that want to purchase your home. This can sometimes be a grave mistake, and not only just not getting an offer on your home, but can sometimes cost you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars of potential exposure from multiple offers. Now, we're going to show you a quick detailed video on exactly how this works and why it's so important and the implications of it. And if you have questions, certainly feel free to reach back out to us. We'd love the opportunity to meet with you either in person or virtually so that we can give you a full marketing consultation on your home. Our contact number is 864-720-4233.
All right, folks, this is Wil Ray, team leader of the Gathering Team. We're going to walk you through some of the impact that these search sites have and how they operate in maximizing the use of these national sites. Again, as we kind of mentioned in our introductory commentary, 55% of all home buyers are going to use a national search site like Realtor.com or Zillow to find the home that they purchase. So making sure that consumers can find your home on these national search sites is crucial. And it can be a very costly and grave mistake to not be able to be seen on these national sites. So what we've done is we've taken a search here. This is Realtor.com of Greenville County. And our only filter is that we've got basically homes for sale. We're not looking at land or anything like that. These are just actual residences for people, okay? Right now, there are 2,417 homes for sale in Greenville County, okay? And the reason we're using Greenville County is it just has the most inventory of all the other counties here in the upstate. So what we're going to do is if we're looking for a particular home, most folks will look at bedrooms, bathrooms. They'll use that as a search filter. So if I'm looking for a 3-2, I'll say 3+, 2+. If I'm looking for other filters, when this is where we kind of get into the nitty gritty here, if I'm looking for a particular age of home, number of stories, if I'm looking for something with a garage, I'm going to use all these filters to minimize and more importantly, price as well to figure out exactly what types of homes kind of fit my criteria. I'm not going to go look at individually 2,400 homes within Greenville County. I'm going to want to narrow that down a little bit more specifically to what I'm personally looking for. And one of the most common search filters that people will use is square footage, because if I'm downsizing, I don't want a certain number of square footage. If I'm upsizing, if my family's growing, I'm going to want more square footage. And this is where we run into some issues with our local MLS here in the upstate. And we're going to show you what this looks like. So keep in mind 2,417 homes for sale here. All right, now we're going to go over to home size. And unless it's a tiny home, it's going to have at least 500 square feet. Look what happens to this number. We go from 2,417 homes to 205. So 2,200 homes were filtered off of that list. Now, that's a big problem. Because if I'm looking for a home that has a specific square footage amount, I'm going to have a real hard time finding that specific property. Now, the reason for this is that your major MLSs here in the upstate, Western Upstate and Greenville Association of Realtors, don't allow for you to put in a square footage amount. They only allow for you to put in a square footage range. And the problem is it can't syndicate that specific square footage amount. So I'll give you an example. So if we go back to 2,400 homes here, we're going to click on just a random one up here. This is a brand new property here. And again, we don't see any square footage listed here. And it gets filtered out. Right? Now, one of the other things here as well, just to kind of show you some of the competitive advantages that we have here at the Gathering Team and why people come to us if they've had a hard time selling their home. One of the other most common search filters, okay, so we're going to go back to home size here. We're going to filter this out again, 500 square feet and above. It's going to drop us down to 205. A lot of people are using virtual tours and 3D tours in order to find the home that they're purchasing. Because a lot of people are moving in from out of state. This gives them a really good way to see exactly what the house looks like from a layout standpoint without having to physically schedule a trip to come down or to come up to look at properties. So again, we've got 205 homes here. Okay. See what happens when we click on this 3D tours box and virtual tours box. We're going to save that search. So we're going to go done. That number drops down to 55 homes. So if you're selling a home in Greenville County and you want to make sure that people from out of state can see your home, know how much square footage is within that home, and actually do a walkthrough of your property, well, you're going to want to make sure that you list it with us, because we're going to ensure that we're going to be able to get you maximum exposure nationally for people looking to move into the area. Now, this is not just a Realtor.com issue. If we were to go to Zillow here, same search, Greenville County, 3,068 results. And that's because Zillow carries in some more for sale by owners there than Realtor.com is going to have. Same search criteria here, houses, manufactured condos, multifamily townhomes. So we just basically filtered out land listings. So all we're going to do is we're going to go to square footage here. All right, so square feet, 500 and above. All right, and then we're going to done. That number drops down to 701. So we went from 3,000 to 701. So 2,300 search results were basically taken off the board. So when you're looking at making sure you're choosing the right agent, do you want to be with an agent that's going to enable you to be one of the 700? Or do you want to be with one of the agents that's going to be one of the 2,300 that's not going to show full data on your listing? Now, again, same thing here. We're going to go back to our filters. We talked about how important 3D tours are. Well, Zillow has its own specific 3D tour requirement. So it's much more laborious to get a 3D tour with Zillow because you have to use their specific platform in order to upload a actual 3D tour. You can't just post a link. They don't allow for third-party links. Now let's see what happens. Number drops down to 24. Do you want to be one of the 24? Or do you want to be one of the 3,000 that doesn't have a 3D tour and square footage listed? What do you think is going to give you the greatest impact in terms of marketing exposure and to ensure that all those folks moving in from out of town that have a lot of discretionary income and are going to have no issue with paying top dollar because it's still going to be a discount for them, if they can't see your home, they can't spend the money? If you'd like to learn more about how we can help you, in maximizing your exposure for your house to ensure that we get you an offer, and not only just get you an offer, but get you the best possible offer for your property, feel free to reach out. Our contact number is 864-720-4233. We'd love the opportunity to sit down with you and talk with you about some of your options from a pricing strategy and marketing strategy to get your home sold. Again, thanks so much for watching. Contact information is in the links below. We look forward to hearing from you soon and working with you very soon.